Good morning, all of you. In class 11 Commerce Business Studies, today I am going to explain you chapter 2, Forms of Business Organization. And in that chapter, our today's topic is partnership. As you know, partnership, according to Indian Partnership Act 1932, is a contract between two or more persons who join together to share the profits of a or loss of a legal business. Minimum 2 and maximum 50 can be the partners. So today we are going to start partnership. First, I'll tell you about the definition, meaning of partnership. Then we will discuss the features of partnership. See, in India, the Partnership Act prepared by Britishers in 1932. So, Indian Partnership Act is 1932. Now, partnership. Partnership form of business organization emerged to overcome the difficulties of sole proprietorship business. This is the easiest language we can say. See, sole proprietor face lot of problems like lack of continuity, lack of resources. So the problems of sole proprietor will be solved by partnership firm. Now see, definition. The Indian Partnership Act 1932. It is partnership is the relation between two or more than two minimum two, who have agreed to share the profits of business carried on by all or any of them acting for all. See, there are few words. Carried on by all means all can participate, or any of them acting for all means the partner will work as an agent also. And see, we keep in mind that social services are or illegal activities are not termed as partnership. So note down, according to Indian Partnership Act 1932 in section 4, relation between persons, minimum 2, maximum 50, who have agreed to share the profits of a business. Agreed means not forcefully. Share the profits of the business. See, we can write here loss also, but according to new amendment, the partner will be share only the profits also, according to some terms and conditions. That business is carried on by all or any of them acting for all. Now see the features of partnership. First feature, note down please. Formation. Partnership is based on the agreement among the partners to run a lawful business, and it may be either oral or written, but two people coming together for charitable purpose, for social services, for NGOs are not termed as partnership. Now see, lawful business means any illegal activities will not be termed as partnership. And that agreement means the deed may be in either oral or written. But generally, it is suggestible that the partner should have written agreement, which is known as deed, because that deed will be useful at the time of disputes or as a proof. So formation generally is based on the agreement. It may be either oral or written, but it is suggestible that deed should be in written form. Agreement or contract or partnership deed should be in written form. So at the time of disputes or as an evidence that will work. So two people coming together for charitable purpose, for social services, that is not partnership. So partnership formation is also very easy. Then second feature, liability. The liabilities of each partner is unlimited. Even their personal properties are held liable for the debts of the partnership firm. But see, according to new amendment, any one partner can have limited liability, unlimited liability, but others may have limited liability. But in simple terms, it is the feature of partnership that in case if the firm is unable to pay off the debts, then the personal properties of the partners will also be utilized to pay off the debts. That's why we can say partners have unlimited liability. Now, next point, risk bearing. Yes, risk bearing. See, if the partners enjoyed the profits, they will have risk also. As I told you, future is uncertain. There may be possibilities of risk. In chapter 1, I explain you two types of risk, pure risk, speculative risk. Same here, the partnership may have risk. See, risks, there are various causes of risk, but in partnership, that risk is shared by all the partners. See, in sole proprietor, I told you only the sole proprietor is liable to bear all the risk. He is the responsible for all the losses and he will have burden of all the risk. But in partnership, the risk is shared among all the partners. The loss is shared by all the partners. If they are sharing profits, they will bear the loss also. The next, decision making and control. Decisions are generally taken with mutual consent. See, my dear children, partnership means, as you know, partnership means group of people. They will work for the betterment of all the partners. They will work for the betterment of the partnership. So, the decisions are generally taken with the mutual consent. Generally, they held the meeting, they held some conversation, and with the mutual understanding, they take the decision. And control is always in the hands of all the partners. But it is not necessary. As I just now I told you, that one partner can do that work. Yes, one can do the work on behalf of others also. But generally, decision and control are taken by mutual consent. Then continuity. Partnership is purely a personal organization. It has no separate legal existence apart from its members, hence it lacks continuity. Death, insanity, imprisonment, retirement of a partner bring an end to the business. But my dear children, this is different from sole proprietor, because here if a partner retires, he will leave the firm. Other remaining partners will make a new deed and they will continue the business. So continuity is there. But maybe if other remaining partners don't want to continue, they can dissolve the firm also. Like, see, I am giving you example. A, B, C are three partners. C dies or retires. then and B will continue the business with the new agreement, and they will pay off the amount to the retiring partner. So here A and B will be continuing partner and C will be retiring partner. So A and B can continue the business, but if A and B also don't want to continue, they can dissolve it. So there is the problem of continuity in some cases. Then membership. See, actually original Partnership Act was 1932, but that was some changes in 2013. And according to section 464, maximum number of partners can be 100, subject the number prescribed by the government, but at present, minimum 2 and maximum 50 can be the partners. See, it is limited to 50 by Government of India. Minimum 2. Now I am asking you a question. A and B are partners. If A wants to retire, can B is known as a partnership? Can B continue as a partnership? No, because minimum 2. Okay, minimum 2 numbers are necessary. Then mutual agency, as I explained you, mutual agency means all the partners will work for each other. They will think the betterment of the firm, betterment of each other. Each partner is an agent of the other partners as well as the firm. It means if the all partners cannot join the work, the individual partner can be representative or can work as an agent of the other partners. Now we are doing all the features again. See, these are the features of partnership. Partnership's first feature is, okay, first I'll tell you the definition. According to Indian Partnership Act 1932, partnership is a relation between persons who have agreed to share the profits of a business carried on by all or any of them acting for all. Then features of partnership. First is formation. Formation is very easy, but the business is lawful and it may be oral or written, deed, agreement or contract. Then features of partnership. Liability is unlimited, but there may be some changes. Then next is formation, liability, then risk. All the risk and losses are shared by the partners. Decision making and control. All the decisions generally taken with the mutual consent, with the agreement of the other partners, mutual understanding. Continuity. If a partner dies, retires, or insanity, partnership may be come to an end, but other partners can continue the business. And if they do, with the new agreement. And if they don't want to continue, they can dissolve it. Then the next feature is membership. Minimum 2, maximum 50 can be the partners of a firm according to changes in 2013. Earlier, that limit was different. Now, mutual agency, each partner is an agent of the other partner as well as for the firm, means they can work on behalf of each other. So, we completed this topic. Now, I'll discuss this topic with you. See, the sole proprietor is for removing the problems of partnership form of organization is for removing the problems of sole proprietor. See, sole proprietor, I taught you various drawbacks are there. Lack of continuity. Manya Sharma, you off your video better. Why? Switch on your video better. See, a lack of continuity is there, lack of managerial skills in there, lack of resources are there. In sole proprietor, there are various problems. So, the partnership form is suitable for those who want to solve the problems of sole proprietor. If they want to increase the resources, they can make a partnership. Managerial skills, if they want to increase, they can buy the partnership. So partnership means minimum 2, maximum 50 persons can share the profits of a business run by them, one of them or all of them, but that should be lawful. Tomorrow I'll explain you merits and demerits of sole proprietor, the partnership. Any doubt you can ask me.